Good morning, students. So here we are with evaluation assessment part 3. The previous slide we have seen the assessment of the knowledge or the cognitive domain. So second one is assessment of attitude. Teachers have always watched and observed students in the classroom and they have made instructional decisions based on this observation. Observations can take place in a variety of settings. They can be focused on students' performance during the single activity or during routine classroom activities. After deciding what to observe, when to observe, and how to observe, teachers will need to plan how to record their observation. Observations which go unrecorded in some way will not be easily defensible to the students, parents, and administrators and may be forgotten over time. Attitude is the bridge between knowledge and practice. Thus, assessment of attitude becomes an integral part of student evaluation. The assessment of attitude is essentially by observation of verbal and nonverbal behavior of the student and is likely to be very subjective. However, development of various attitude scales have reduced subjectivity. Educators look and listen as they move through each day in an effort to gather as much as significant observational data as possible. So assessment of the attitude divided into two, that is behavioral technique and psychological techniques. Techniques for attitude measurements. First one is the behavioral techniques. In these techniques, the evaluator try to assess the attitude of the student on account his or her day-to-day behavior. Most commonly used techniques are anecdotal records, personal records, cumulative records, group discussion, and process recording. Anecdotal records are like a short story that educators use to record significant incidents that they have observed. Anecdotal records use the record of specific observations of individual students' behaviors, skills, and attitude as they relate to the outcomes in the program of studies. Such notes provide cumulative information on student learning and direction for further instruction. Anecdotal notes are often written as the result of ongoing observations during the lessons, but may be also written in response to a product or performance the student have completed. Every behavior can't be recorded, only which reflects some significance can be recorded. Notes taken during or immediately following an activity are generally the most accurate. Anecdotal notes for a particular student can be periodically shared with the students or shared to the students' request. They can also be shared with the students and the parents at the parent-teacher student conferences. The characteristic are the factual description of an event, that means how it occurred, when it occurred, and under what circumstances it occurred, and the treatment. Each anecdotal record should be of one incident, being positive and objective. Use descriptive language. The purposes are to stimulate teachers to look for information, that is, to help the student in self adjustment. The teacher is able to understand her pupil in a realistic manner. It provides healthy pupil teacher relationship, helps the student to improve in their behavior as it is direct feedback of an entire observed incident, can be used by the students for self-appraisal and peer assessment. The tip for establishing main and anecdotal records are: keep a binder with a separate page for each student. Record observations using a clipboard and sticky notes. Write the date and the student's name on each day of sticky note. Following the note taking, place the individual sticky notes on a page where reserved for the student in the binder. Keep the binder with the dividers for each student and blank pages to note down. The pages may be divided into three columns: date, observation, and the action plan. Keep the class list in front of the binder and check off the student's name, and uploaded notes are added to the section of the binder. Keep notes brief as possible. Note the context and any comments or questions for the follow-up. Keep comments subjective. Make specific comments about the student's strength, especially after several observation has been recorded and a pattern has been observed. Record as the observations are being made or as soon as it's possible, so recollections will be accurate. Record comments regularly if possible. Record different times during different activities to develop balanced profile of the student mathematics learning. Review the records frequently to ensure the notes are being made on each student regularly and summarize information related to the trends in students' learning. Share another record with the students and the parents at the conferences. Advantage: provision for of insight or total behavioral incident, use of formative feedback, economical and easy, needs no special training. Disadvantage: if carelessly recorded, the purpose will not be fulfilled. Subjectivity, lack of standardization, difficulty in scoring, and time consuming. This is a form of this is an example of anecdotal record. Second is the cumulative record. Comparing to the progress records and personal records of the students, cumulative records are much comprehensive. Other than academic progress of the student, they also give information regarding intelligence, personality, aptitude, interest, attitude, values, emotional maturity and conflict or self-adjustment, etc. The interpretation of this record is subjective and difficult to an extent. The next one is process recording. It's a verbatim serial reproduction of verbal and non-verbal communications between two individuals for the purpose of assessing interactions on the continuum leading towards the mutual understanding and interpersonal relationship. The evaluative approach is directed towards the leader's behaviors in the interaction with others. This is the format of a process recording. Next is a Likert scale or summative scale. Various kind of rating scales has been developed to measure the attitude directly. Most widely used Likert scale. The scale is named after the inventor, psychologist Dr. Renis Likert. Measures attitudes by asking people to respond to a series of statements about a topic in terms of extent to which they agree with them, and so tapping into a cognitive and affective components of attitudes. Likert type of frequency scales are fixed choice response format designed to measure attitudes or opinions. These ordinal scales measure levels of agreement or disagreement. In its final form, Likert scale is a 5 or 7-point scale which used to allow an individual to express how much they agree or disagree with a particular statement. The uses include basically used to measure the attitude, values, and feelings of the people, to have quantified measurement of the qualitative attributes of the people, to assess the option of the people. Likert scale characteristic, the psychological measurement tool, illustrative in nature, neutral statement, bipolar scaling methods, measurements of a specific number of scaling categories. Guidelines for construction of Likert scale, a 5-point or 7-point scale may be designed with the appropriate degree of agreement and disagreement phrases. The statement should be brief, concise, and precise. Each statement should convey only one idea. Care should be taken about language. Statements should be such that they can be agreed or disagreed. Advantage: easy to construct and administer, less time consuming, more reliable and valid tool to measure social variables. The respondent may feel forced to answer, and aptitude may not be fully assessed due to pre-planned statement. Careful approach of the respondents may provide misleading data. This is the example of a Likert scale. Semantic differential scale. It is one of the most effective widely used technique. In 1967, Osgood, Susie, and Campbell introduced this method, although the original purpose was not to assess attitude but was to well adapted for attitude assessment. This consists of a series of contrasting adjective pairs listed on opposite ends of a bipolar scale. Definition: this is a type of rating scale designed to measure the connotative meaning of objects, events, and concepts. The connotations can be used to derive attitude of the object, events, and the concepts. This is the example of a semantic differential scale. Assessment of skill. So we have finished with assessment of knowledge, assessment of attitude, and third one is assessment of skill. Knowledge is tested in theory examination and skills evaluated in the clinical or practical examination. So various methods of skill assessment are traditional practical examinations, observed checklist, rating scale, Viva voice, OSP, and OSCE. Any of these methods independently cannot assess the skill of a student with a good validity, objectivity, and reliability. So why? The combination of these tools are mandatory for a holistic and comprehensive skill assessing among health professionals. First one is the traditional or conventional practical examination. It is concerned with the assessment of practical or performance skill and practice competency acquired by a student during the course of particular program. They are conducted in the practice, the laboratories, or a real life practice like in IP department. It is used to make judgment on not only the skills but all three domains including knowledge, attitude, and IP are under skills. Traditional practical examination, the purposes are to assess the practical skills and practice competencies of a nursing students, to assess the practice domain by observing students' reactions to real life or simulated situations, to assess the students' problem solving skill, to assess the documentation skill, to assess the skill of transforming theoretical knowledge in practice by the students. The guidelines. The first one is planning phase. Consider the learning experience and learning objective. Decide appropriate place. Plan to conduct in a familiar place for students. Arrange for adequate supply to carry out procedures. Take prior permission and initiate to concerned areas. Evaluation criteria must be planned and intimated to the students. Second, conducting phase. Reach the areas as per plan schedule. Convey rules and regulations to the examination. Assign patients randomly. Provide sufficient time to perform. Follow confidentiality. Advantages. Provide opportunities to assess the skills and competencies of students. Have opportunity for the examiners for assessing the use of compartmentalized knowledge in an integrated manner by the student for assessing communication and IPR skills. Disadvantages include time consuming, not feasible for a large group. Sometimes disturbance factors in the ward affect the smooth conduction of examination, not considered as a standardized assessment when conducting while working with patients and personal bias is expected. Next one is observe checklist. This is the approach to monitor performance of a specific skills, behaviors, or dispositions of the individual student. Checklist basically a method of recording whether a characteristic is present or an action is performed. Definition: a checklist is a simple instrument consisting of a prepared list of expected items of a performance or attributes which are checked by evaluator for their presence or absence. Checklist enables the observer to note whether or not a trait or characteristic is present. It can be used for formative assessments by focusing on performance skills such as writing skills, speaking skills, or action-based skills. Should be carefully prepared and must include all important elements of specific tasks that the student must know or perform. Each element should be sequentially and carefully included and adequate weightage should be given. Observe one at a time and use only when assessing particular characteristic. Guidelines to construct are: express each item in clear, specific, observable, and in simple language. The items created has to be evaluated by the experts. Avoid negative statements. Ensure that each item has a clear response. Review the items independently. It must be complete and comprehensive in nature. Leave space to record anecdote notes or comments. Each statement should be marked as present or absent. Inappropriately done or not applicable can be added. This is a example of a sample observational checklist for checking the pulse oximetry. Advantage: useful in evaluating performance skills that can be divided into a series of specific actions, allow inter-individual comparisons. It's a simple to use and record, decrease the error chance, useful for evaluating activities which is to be performed. Disadvantages: usefulness is limited as it does not indicate quality of performance and cannot do overall clinical performance. Degree of accuracy of performance is limited in the presence or absence of use only as an attribute. It is limited to use qualitative observation, not easy to prepare. Third one is rating scale. It is a term used to express opinion or judgment regarding some performance of a person. Rating scale is an important technique of evaluation. This is one of the oldest method of personality assessment. There are certain general approaches to assess the personality like holistic or overall approach, projective test approach and trait approach. Definition: it refers to a scale which set of opinion which describes varying degree of the dimensions of the attitude or phenomena being observed. Types are graphic rating scale, descriptive rating scale, numerical rating scale, and comparative rating scale. This is the graphical rating scale. Straight line may be represented by the descriptive phase at various points to rate the subject for a particular trait. Check the mark is made on a particular point. Second is descriptive rating scale. This type does not use numbers but divides assessment into a series of verbal phrases. Numerical, in which numbers are assigned to each trait. The 7-point scale, number is 7 represent the maximum amount of the trait of the individual and 4 represent average. The rater merely enters the appropriate number after each name to indicate judgment of a person. This is a comparative rating scale. In this, person makes a judgment about attitude, object by comparing it with others and ranking it. Characteristic of rating scale include they value judgments about attributes of the one person by another person. They are most commonly used tool to carry out structured observations. These are generally developed to make qualitative judgment about qualitative attributes, provide more flexibility to judge the level of performance. Principles of rating scales are it relates to a learning objective, needs to be confined to performance areas that can be observed, clearly defines the mode of behavior. The behavior should be readily observed in a number of situations, allows some space in the rating scale for a rater to give supplementary remarks. All raters should be oriented to a specific scale. The rater should be unbiased and range. Consider evaluation setting, feedback, and student participation. Change the ends of the scales that good and good is not always at the top or the bottom. Ensure that rate autonomy will be maintained. Advantages: easy to administer and score, easy to make and less time consuming, easy to use for large group, also used for a quantitative methods, maybe also used for assessment of interest, attitude and personal characteristic. Disadvantage: difficult to fix up rating, chance for subjective evaluation, the scales may become unscientific. OSCE or OSPE is a modern type of examination often used in various professional disciplines including nursing. OSCE is a designed to test clinical skill performance, thus communication, clinical examination, nursing procedure by a student in a clinical area where the student is asked to perform a particular task on a patient and evaluated by the examiner. OSPE is designed to assess competence in a skill performance such as chemical analysis, identification of an equipment, interpretation of a result, etc. at different stations in a lab setup. OSCE and OSPE is designed to overcome the deficiencies in a traditional practical examination. The method of assessment is more objective because each complex of the clinical competency broken is down into smaller components. This leads to better sampling of clinical skills to be tested and improves the validity of OSCE and OSPE. All students are tested for the same competencies and all students are provided with the same duration of time. In this method, predetermined decisions are made on the competencies to be tested and checklists are prepared to evaluate important skills. Scoring of a particular competency is done by same examiner for all students. These modifications in clinical examinations improve its validity and reliability. Objective: all students are assessed on the same skills at the same each stations with the same marking scale. Here the examiners use a checklist for evaluating the trainees. Structure: both have better sampling from all elements of curriculum and trainee sees the same problem and performs the same task for the same time frame. Clinical or practical: the tasks are the representative of those faced in a real clinical situations to assess clinical or practical skill. The students are asked to respond to only a question or scenario which is given at each station. Earlier innovations in this regard is the objective structured clinical examination, later designed to be a practical examination, described in 1975 and again detailed in 1979 by Harden and this group in Dunne. This method is some modification has stood the test of time and has largely overcome the problems of conventional clinical examination method. Unfortunately, the method is still used very rarely and that too only for formative evaluation in our country, except for the All India Institute of Medical Science, New Delhi, where it forms a part of summative evaluation for the students. Definition: OSCE is an approach to assessment of clinical competencies which components competencies are assessed in a planned, structured way with attention being paid objectivity of the examine. OSPE is a method of practical examination assessment tool where the subject and materials are used instead of the patients in a lab instead of a real life situation. So these are the Miller prism of a clinical competencies. It's only a dust triangle that doctors truly performs. The purpose are the problems in the routine clinical examinations we face are variability, global assessment, mark awarded by overall impressions, many abilities are ignored, difficulty in terms of time, money, and test a product not process. OSCE is designed to overcome these deficiencies. The components assess various components of clinical competence assessed in OSCE. For example, components in advanced clinical nursing practice skills typically assessed by OSCE are interpersonal and communication skills, history taking skills, physical examination of specific body system, mental health assessment. Clinical decision making including information of differential diagnosis, interpretation of clinical findings and investigations, patient education, health promotion, clinical problem solving skill, acting safely and appropriately in an urgent clinical situation, critical thinking in a therapeutic management. So this is the assessment skill. Methodology. OSCE examination consists of 15 to 20 stations, each of which require 4 to 5 minutes of time. All stations should be capable of being completed at the same time. The students are rotated through all stations and have to move next station at the signal. Since the stations are generally independent, students can start at any of the procedure stations and complete the cycle. Thus, using 15 stations for 4 minutes each, 15 students can complete the examination within 1 hour. Each station is designed to test a component of a clinical competence. About 30 seconds is kept for moving to the next station. When there are many number of stations, two rest stations can be placed in between to give students a chance to organize their thought. Instructions related to OSCE or OSCE should be given to students in advance. Some competencies best assessed by the coupled or linked stations. For example, coupled stations may consist of a history physical examination combined with a problem solving station. Then there are two types of stations, and identify the skill and tasks to be observed, arrangement of stations, preparation of checklist, instruction to the candidates, administration of OSCE and OSPE, feedback from the candidate, validation item analysis, and question bank. The steps are identify the task. The examination will measure the objectively the competencies based on objectives of the course of requirement for licensing body. For example, domains, knowledge and psychomotor, skill, elicit signs of anemia, identify the tasks or skill to be observed. Arrangement of station, instructions for station setup, list the equipments, instruction for questions, materials, patients or subject, assessment as accessor or in examiner, time frame. Once the tasks are finalized at each station, checklist, questions, answer keys, and response sheet has to be prepared. Patient or stimulated patients has to be selected. Each member of the examination team has to be made clear about their roles. Preparation checklist. Checklist should be complete and include main components, and any unnecessary executed term must be avoided. At all such stations there are observations and agreed checklists to score in students' performance. Instruction to candidates. Administration of OSCE and OSPE. There should not be any means of contact between students who completed and those who are waiting for the examination. There should be only one entry and one exit to the access and OSCE and OSPE stations. Ensuring confidentiality throughout the process is mandatory. And feedback from the candidate and examiners, validation, item analysis, question bank. Advantages of this are more valued and reliable and objective. Test not only the skills, knowledge, but attitude also. Test the student's ability to integrate knowledge, clinical skills, and communication with the patients. Can be used with a large number of students in less time. Reproducible. Provide unique programmatic evaluation and less complexity. Valid examination. Summative and well informative. Disadvantages: development and administration are time consuming. It's a lot of planning. Assessment of skills get compartmentalized in OSCE. Holistic approach is not there. Reliability of OSCE has been found low if there are small number of stations, noisy environment, untrained patients, and lack of structured checklists. Need for standardization of simulated patients and examiner. Repetitive and boring, so creative and cooperativeness. Need more manpower, planning, and resources. In conclusion, educational assessment is a concern with the achievements of educational objective at the end of the course. A quality assessment gives the feedback to students, parents, and teachers. Assessment findings have a very important role in curriculum revision. Assessment help me as classified into formative and summative assessment. Students should always evaluate on all three educational domains of knowledge, attitude, and the skill. Selection of appropriate tool and its quality are vital in assessment. The tool selected should be of good validity, reliable, objective, and feasible. Thus, by selection, construction, administration, and scoring of the test by the teacher is integral steps of the accurate assessment. Thank you.